Good morning, Doctor. I would like you to introduce yourself. Tell us something about you, your studies, and your career.
Okay, first of all, you are welcome. Me is Mohammed Abu Shawish. I have a PhD in clinical psychology. I'm head of the trauma center at Gaza Strip, which work to provide mental health service for the traumatized people in Gaza. This is in general.
How do you promote your job here at the trauma center? I mean, how do you let people know that there is this chance?
Okay, trauma center is a center that invented here in Gaza with the sharing of a collection of doctors from here in Gaza and outside from the occupied Palestinian territory in 1948, mainly Dr. Mahmoud Saeed. And this center is provide the service, mental health service and psychosocial support for the Gazian people for free. Because you know the situation here in Gaza is very difficult and the mental health need is very huge, and every effort here is needed for the Gazian people.
We are very glad that you choose to join our project, and please can you explain if there was something specific that made you take this decision to join us with Vento di Terra?
Okay, I think that since 3 years ago, I met with my friend Alberto, and we talk about the general idea to provide a service for the people here in Gaza because they feel how much the need here in Gaza for the mental health service. So we start to think about many different issues related to this case. And we finally agreed that there is some matching between our cultures in Italy and the Palestinian cultures. So we start to find some connection and to invent some work to provide the service in a base of this cultural matching. And we start to talk about different items can be included in this project, like to, for example, to meet with Imam and Mukhtar, and to serve the family, because you know the family issues or the family system here in Gaza is very important for the community, and it's like that in the Italian community. So we start to think about to invent or create a project that make these collections together to provide a very suitable service for the people that they need for this kind of service here. So this project is started like that.
Let's get inside the main topic. What it means for a child to grow up in a place like Gaza? It's a big question.
It's a very, very difficult. Not a question. Also, it's a complex bomb. Yeah, because you know here every moment here in Gaza it's represent a different and very catastrophic issues for the just for the children, for all the community member, but the children especially because he's the most fragile target group in the Gaza. They are affected mostly, and mainly when any member of the family affected by mental health issue or a family dynamic affected, the first part that they are sensitive and start to complaining is the child. So work with the child in Gaza learned me that most of the day and most of the thing happened in the Gaza represent a risk for the children, because you know we are here in the situation represent very complex issues from the side of economical issue, political issue, the siege that over the Gaza since 15 years old that make the Gaza condition very difficult for the people to live here and to meet their basic need, not just for to meet the other services that they are need for it. So I think it's a complex cultures and a complex ground to grow, for the children to be grow. But the thing that is important here and make these issues or these conditions tolerable, the resiliency that the family here have, because they are faced many catastrophic effects and they are start to develop many strategic, learned him how to live in these difficult conditions, and there is a hope. There is a success story, and there is the child that they are success in their schools and make some issue that surprise us when we are work with the children. We have found some talent. We have found that the children start to talk about their experience and start to learn other peers to how to benefit from this experience to pass the difficult situation and difficult issue here in Gaza.
Since you started work, I guess you had to face very difficult situations in your job, but in the meanwhile, you also have to face your own daily life. So is it important to share moments with friends and colleagues outside Gaza? Is it important for your own mental health?
Yeah, sure. Before we as being a psychologist, we as a human being. So we are affected with the thing that we are faced, with the thing we are listened, with the thing we are dealt with during our job as a psychologist. And here in Gaza, there is a special situations. As I mentioned before, the Gaza is a very narrow area, and it's very crowded. And the problem with different people happened here happened again and again. So you may be faced with the patient or a client that they are affected by a problem that you are faced with in your own life. So this is something complex for us. So here in the mental health issue, there is an issue called the supervision. And this supervision is very important for our work to validate our work, to be sure that we are keep our health and promote it from time to time. So the thing to talk about the people from outside is something also new experience, because during our project, for example, we had to do something like it's called intervision, and it's a concept that developed during our work to manage the issue that related to the different cultures issue. So we meet with the colleague from Italian culture that they are included in our project to talk about the issue like difficulties we are faced, feeling that they arise in our side when we are talk with the people here. So this is something very good and very fruitful for our health firstly, and for our work to be continued, because as I mentioned in the first, the need here is very huge, and every person and every profession reach the burnout. It's something very catastrophic for us. We need every effort, so we have to keep this effort and to promote these people to continue.
Let's talk about the ongoing trauma and all the symptoms related to it.
Okay, the trauma here in Gaza, it's a very sensitive issue, and it's very different from outside Gaza, because in all over the world, when the trauma happened, something happened, and it's the pieces start. So you have the time to experience, and you have time to remember what happened. But here, this is a continuous traumatic event. Maybe it's come from the real life situations, because the very difficult economical issue, from the attack that they are come from Israeli side over the Gaza from time to time, and release a very destructive community, home demolition, kill the people, injured, and this is targeted all the Gaza Strip. So the event that maybe caused the trauma here in Gaza Strip, something happened every day, every week, every time, even the winter itself. We are now talk to you while the winter is coming to Gaza, and you found that the voice of thunder that they are come with the winter, it's make the children very scared, because they are memorize the time that we are under the attack of Israeli bomb. So here in Gaza, if we talk about the symptoms of trauma, they are come from in the shape of different issue. For example, for the children, they become more aggressive, more loneliness, more bedwetting, start to be negativism. The school performance decrease by the time, and the relationship and intimacy inside the family start to be more hard and more negative. The dream, scared dream, also for the adult, they are start to increase the ability to, sorry, the risk threshold here in Gaza start to be very high. So when you are going and in the tour inside the street in Gaza Strip, you'll find the people that they are run in front of the car, that they are, and they are not feel that there is some risk for their life. This is all issues developed by the time by the effect of the continuous trauma that happened in Gaza. And it is not just something related to the issue happened now. We have faced with the trauma since 1948 when the Israeli occupation come to Palestine and displace our people from their village. And this is stuck in their hereditary and their tendency to develop this trauma from generation to generation. And you will find this as a fact in Gaza. When we talk that in the different generation, you will find some matching between what they are feel toward their conditions that they are come really from the first trauma that the Palestinian people faced in 1948.
Okay. Now, just my last question: if you had the chance to talk to all the people across the world for 5 minutes, I mean governments and citizens, what would you like to tell them about children and families in Gaza?
The main thing I want to talk about, we are a human being and we deserve the life and we love the peace, but you have to do more what you are doing to provide and to push the Israeli people and Israeli government to release our freedom and to give us the right to live. And this is the main issue that we are want, and we are again a human being, and we are deserve the life and deserve, and we love to work and to achieve and to attain our goal, not just to be under the war and under the problem every time, every hours, every days, every weeks, every month. This is the issue here, and we want the people around the world, not just the formal people, also the normal people, to push their government to do some effort to attain this issue, and this is goal for us as a Palestinian people.
I totally agree. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.